This is Nairi from Fly Little Birds. I've got lots of resources for you today, and I've chosen them for different reasons. So dare I say the word Christmas is coming? Ooh. Yeah, I've chosen them for different reasons, because sometimes when we want to spoil our children, which of course we do, we all want to spoil our children, nothing wrong with that, but sometimes I think we go out blindly. We go with what they want, what they've said they want, and sometimes we don't really know why we're buying things. And there's so much that you can get for your children that I want to have, should we say, some principles behind buying certain things. So the first things that I'm going to start off with are some books which can be used around bedtime, but I want to explain to you why I've chosen those, and then we'll get on to some other resources. I've got some things that are more educational and things that are kind of more standard. So let's get cracking. So first of all, Little Bear Won't Sleep. That's an obvious one, isn't it, for bedtime? Reasons for choosing this comes within a set, so I'll try and link that set below if I can find it. Very, very simple illustrations, not a lot of writing, because when you have a toddler or preschool, you do not want a long story, particularly not for bedtime. Little Bear Won't Sleep, well, I think we can all identify with that sleep can be a problem for any child, but this is an adoption fostering channel, so yes, it can be a problem. Squeak the Lion. And Squeak the Lion doesn't feel like he's much use to anybody, but he actually, I think he rescues an older brother and then becomes a lot more useful. And I think, you know, the lions in the jungle and things like that draws the child in. I Love You, Honey Bunny. This one's a bit cheesy. Really, it's a bit cheesy, but it's real cute, and it's explaining all about the lovely times that a mother and a child have together. So it kind of goes through all the lovely things that they do together. So when I am lonely, when I want to play, you come along to brighten my day. I mean, that's a bit like a cheesy kind of card. Little Mouse Finds a Friend. Quite an odd story, actually. He finds a friend in a in a cat and a dog, and that's all about different and kind of like not judging a book by the cover, that type of thing. So 4 books there, easy to do for bedtime. I'll try and link them. I think they were a set of maybe 8 or 10, so I'll try and link those below. Other types of books, I'll get onto some resources in a minute, so hang on in there. Now these have always been some of my favourite. Harry McClary from Donaldson's Dairy and Slinky Malinky. The fabulous illustrations, because children love picture books, don't they? And the better the illustrations, the more hold that they have on them. This one's more of a kind of a dark one if you want, but it's very, very good. But in this one is rhyming, lots and lots of rhyming. So if your child is getting more to kind of like building up to school, it's a bit longer, but they'll catch on that it's actually a rhyming book. It woke all the neighbours from window to door, came bellowing shouts and a furious roar. Okay, so lots of rhyming in Harry McClary. Let me just show you the dog. He is the cutest thing, trust me. I used to read this to my children who are now in their 20s, my older children in their 20s, and you can still get them. A Fish You Could Wish. Again, wonderful illustrations, magical. Kind of a magical book. Let me quickly show you. Just pure. This one is just purely the illustrations are really. I mean, it's quite a quirky story about a fish wishing for whatever he wants to have. And there's lots of different other books by the same author. So there's some books for you. I've got another book to show you near the end, which is very, very educational, but really, really good. So just hang on for that one. So let me show you a staple, which I feel that every child between the age of, say, 12 months up to probably 5 or 6. Okay, now you're thinking, yeah, that's some bricks, Nairi. Well, first of all, these bricks are coloured ones. Okay, so we've got different colours, different shapes. These have been well used. We've even got some eaten, we've got an eaten one by the dog there. They're well used, these bricks. These bricks come out for my grandchildren, who are now 2 and 4, but they've been playing with them for ages. Because I brought them out for the grandchildren the other day, and I had them ready for a younger baby that was coming, and they were in the room, my boys played with them as well, and they're 13 and 14 nearly. So actually, the thing about these is they last. Wooden bricks last forever if you get a good make. They're learning maths with them because of the shape and the colour. They're learning gross motor and kind of fine motor skills as well as they build, and they can learn number with them, and they can just literally have fun using their imagination, making, you know, garages or houses out of them. The possibilities are endless, so it's worth putting a little bit of money into buying a really nice set of wooden bricks. So back to the book idea, press here. This is cardboard on the outside and paper on the inside. Now this is all about colour, and it asks you to shake the book every time, and then a new set of colours come up. So perfect, try shaking the book just a little bit. So you shake and then turn over. Not bad, but maybe a little bit harder. The child shakes the book. Obviously it's not doing anything, but there, well done. Now tilt the page to the left to see what happens. Is that the left or the right, Nairi? Like that. Well, I don't know if I did that right, but then they're all at one end. It's great. It's all about colour. They've got to get really interactive with the book. Okay, so if your child is thinking of, well, not thinking of, but if your child is mark making, when I say mark making, that's an old-fashioned term that we used to use in nursery education. They're beginning to explore with writing letters and drawing things, but you don't want to go through loads of paper, or you don't want to risk the whole felt tip pen or crayons all over your house. Well, get yourself an Etch-a-Sketch. Now, it doesn't have to be this one. I don't even know that this one's available. This is some sort of a Disney one, I think. This one actually has shapes on the side, which I think is pretty good, because then they can just get the shapes out. And bearing in mind that this has lasted, I don't know how many years, but I'm going to say at least 5 years this has lasted. They can just print the shapes on. If you've not seen one of these before, they can draw with the pen or pencil here, look. And then they've got the added fun of just clearing it. And they start again. And they love that process. And what they really love doing is getting you to draw something quite intricate and then just going across the thing and getting rid of it, you know? So, not expensive. I think that would make a really nice Christmas present for any, I don't think it can be 2 years up. I think it might be 3 years up. But for any preschooler or early child at school, I think that's a really good. This is going to be more preschool or early school. It's a cash register. Now this is a Cason one, but I'm not going to say this is necessarily the best this was on Amazon. I will try and link it for you. It's not necessarily the best one. There was another one on there that I really liked as well. I'm not going to get the stuff out, but in here you have the money, you have pretend food, but the most important thing is you have the cash till, and you can beep things. They love it. You can beep things. You can count the money, so that's why it's not really a toddler, it's more of a preschool thing. Why this? Well, it's not that big. It's not as big as buying like a big kitchen for them. It has lots of bits and pieces. They can role play. They can play with you or a sibling, shops, and the intricacies of all the little things that remind them of being in the supermarket. They really love it. There's also a little space for a little card to go into, a card reader there. Honestly, they really like it. I think it would be money well spent if you've got, even if you wanted to make this one main present and just add a few bits in. Depends on your budget, doesn't it? It depends on your budget, but the whole point of this video is to say to you, just don't go out and buy figurines that they're never going to play with, or things that are the latest craze, which they're going to play for a week and then they're not going to play with. Maybe you get one thing like that they like, the latest character or something. Or maybe you find ways around that by getting them a towel or flannel with that character on. But try to get resources, toys and books that you know are going to last. And if you intend to have more children, that will last for other children or even other generations. I've got toys that they've had a hammering because we've had 5 children and then adopted 2, but I've got toys that are still lasting, or we've gone back and we've replaced and got another lot of it because we know it really works. Please subscribe to Fly Little Birds if it has. I talk about fostering adoption and childhood trauma, but I also do give parenting tips as well, and this is obviously just a general parenting kind of tip video. So see you on my channel. Thank you.